Yes. What's going on, my beautiful people? Let me see. Yes, we are love. We are love. We love one another. If you up in this room, then I'm loving on you right now. Listen, okay? Let's get started. How has turn this off once again? I got the Bluetooth on, y'all. Okay. Y'all gotta let me know if you like that Bluetooth volume. You gotta let me know if you like that Bluetooth volume better than you do the regular audio. Welcome to Next Level Success with Lady CEO. I didn't write that this morning. Oh, that's because I was missing my blue Sharpie. I got a thing. Okay. So Next Level Success is written in blue. If you guys didn't check it out. And if it's not in the past, baby, that's my business. Today, I wanted to write it in blue. Right? In my Auntie Tab voice. So, welcome. I see Facebook doing something funny. So if you are not going to be able to view this video on Facebook, I'm going to upload it to my YouTube right after this, because Facebook and Instagram and other social media engines that are tainted by the lies and falsehood of our people want to attack me and other people like me. So I may have to be leaving from Facebook sometime soon, but that's not the topic. And that's okay, because I got a place for us to be. Remember I said that, okay? All right, so you already know, surviving COVID-19, we're still here. We are still here doing this, and today is Monday, Mindset Coaching with Lady CEO. You already know that. The topic of today is liberation, Black liberation, to be specific, because I am Black, right? If you are part of the minority, you know that, well, if you know me, if you don't know anything about me, then I suggest after this this class right here that you take some time and go on and check out my website in the About section. Not to buy anything, just to see what it is, where I'm coming from, right? Check me out, ladyceo.biz/about. I say that because I want you guys to understand that my mission is to increase the self-determination, profitability, and productivity in our minority communities, okay? And what we understand minority to be is definitely Black Americans, Asians, Hispanics, right? But I'm gonna be honest with you and tell you that we have a few white people up in there too. You feel what I'm saying? But the point is, I'm Black. My culture is Black. My people are Black. My family is Black. And one thing that I want everyone to understand, no matter what race or religion you are, is that just because someone is pro themselves does not mean that they are anti anyone else. And I think that that's the confusion that takes place when you have a group of people saying, I'm pro this, for example, pro Black. People from the outside looking in tend to be a little sensitive and thinking that means, oh, you anti-me, oh, you don't like me. Oh, no, that got nothing to do with you, baby. It has everything to do with yourself, everything to do with me, everything to do with my values and my morals, everything to do with my ancestors and what I'm supposed to do with this generational wealth, and how to leave generational wealth for my family, and how to carry on in our culture. And then when we got us together, it's just like that cup with the water in it. You heard the saying before, right? If you're an empty cup, you can't fill nobody else up. So if you are an empty vessel, if you are an empty soul, if you are still living in an oppressed state of mind, okay, you have not began to find liberation. And I don't care what color you are. If you are binded up, if you are holding yourself back, if you are, like I was saying, afraid of my own power, if that's you, you have not begun liberation. And you haven't even became close to joining the forces with people of your culture who are seeking liberation within this culture. Asians are seeking liberation. Hispanics are seeking liberation. Black people are seeking liberation. We are not just the only people. So today, no matter what color you are, no matter what your nationality is, it doesn't matter. If you are willing, or if you are wanting to manifest liberation of some sort in your life, then this is where you're supposed to be today. Because we're going to talk about this today. On the skim surface, little liberation 100 for you, okay? Today, Manifesting Mondays with Lady CEO. Listen, all right, so let's get to it. All right, let me see what you can see. Y'all can see down to 4, and y'all can see down to 5. Okay, that's cute. All right, cool. Okay. The topic of today is definitely liberation. For me, it's Black liberation. All right. So I printed out some stuff so we can meet each other where we already are. Right? We like facts. We like going to the books. Let me get my water. We like all of those things. Right? So I pulled some resources, the definition from the internet. I hope y'all getting act line up too. I pulled some resources from the internet. So something is vibrating. I don't know what it is. Okay. So liberation, the act of setting someone free from imprisonment, slavery, or oppression. Release, the liberation of all political prisoners. Okay. And then it has some synonyms here. You have freeing, releasing, discharge, deliverance, salvation, rescue, relief, losing, unloosing, unshackling, unfretting, unchaining, untying, unbinding, freedom, liberty, emancipation, ransom, equality, enfranchisement, independence, okay? And the opposite of liberation is confinement. It's slavery. It's subjugation. It's oppression, okay? So that's why today we are focusing on manifesting liberation in our lives and in our careers. Okay? Liberation is not just for oppressed situations that happen to the Black America or what's going on right now. It's not just, that's not what we talk, that's not the only thing we need to be liberated from. Some of us have to liberate ourselves from our mind state. Our mind state needs to be liberated. You understand what I'm saying? Because it starts there. Everything that we were talking about last week when we were identifying the you in purpose. I hope you guys did your homework and assignments too, where you did your numbers and you broke down your name and you thought about the last stage was your spiritual niche, right? Even if you have an idea of where you want to go and what you want to be involved in and how you operate in that place, you still have to convince yourself, that flesh in you, that it's not just spirit. Because somewhere in us, we have to allow our flesh to meet the message and commandment of our spirit for it to make sense. And that's when we're convicted. So the message from last week is to identify the you in the purpose. Identify why it even is that you like what it is you like. Love what it is you love to do. What's spiritually niched about what it is you do. That was last week. This week is about freeing your mind. It's about freeing yourself. Giving yourself permission to step out and do whatever it is that's been burning inside of you. Whatever it is you've been thinking about on a day-to-day basis. Anything that I've shaken up in you over the past few weeks of us meeting here, having these mini courses, Mondays and Wednesdays, whatever the case may be, today is the day that you put whatever it is next. Whether it's look, baby, put your mask on right quick and go to the place that you need to go. If you are saying, hey, listen, I really want to, I don't know, give me something, Lord. Give me something. For example, you're saying, okay, I really want to get my ID. I really need my driver's license. I need to do that because when I get my driver's license, then I can start that transportation service. And then I'll be able to operate in my purpose. But first, I got to get there today. And if DMV is closed, because I don't know if it is or not. But if DMV is closed, let me tell you how still, if you can, okay? I know we on quarantine, don't need a house. If you don't got to, you walk it out in your faith and you go to the DMV and you look at it today. It may sound strange, but I'm telling you, you put it in the atmosphere. Put your mask on, get your PPE going on. If you gotta dry yourself there, dry yourself there. You gotta catch the bus there, but make it a thing. And the whole time, continuously affirm what it is you want to see in your life after COVID-19. Because remember, this is about surviving COVID-19. No, I'm not saying go out in the streets and hang out and have fun and just be out there. That's not what I'm saying. But when it got something to do with your life or your career, it's serious. It is essential. You are essential. And it's time to put your best foot forward. It's time to become liberated enough in one department that will give you enough courage to step on out and start getting some things done. We done talked about it. We done wrote it down. We did all that stuff. Now it's time to execute. It's time to put that wisdom to the knowledge. It's time to put some work into that faith. It's time to do it. And we're going to manifest liberation today. Okay? So what is liberation again? Freeing, release, discharge, deliverance. Being free to step into your destiny. Being free to live out your purpose. Liberation is my prayer for you in 2020. Okay? Don't be afraid. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it. It ain't what you do, it's how you do it. All right? All right. Perspective when it comes down to liberation. What is liberation? Now that you know what the world thinks about liberation, right? What does liberation mean for you? What in your life do you need to let go of? What in your life do you need to free? You need to make peace with. I'm going to be honest with you because over the past 2 weeks, I have been making peace with a lot of things. I'm going to be honest with you. Be transparent. Tell the truth. Shame the devil. Help somebody up in here. My grandmother, step-grandmother, passed away a couple of weeks ago. The last conversation her and I had was about 2 years ago. And I was expressing how I felt. Like I was expressing how slighted I felt and how I felt like I wasn't cared about as much as my other cousins. And the last thing that came out of my mouth was, you my step grandma, like you my grandma too. And she hit me with, I'm not your step grandma, not your grandma, I'm not your step grandma. And that shook my world 2 years ago. I put it in the back of my head. I made peace with it to a certain extent, but when she passed away, I realized that I had not buried it. I had not completely made peace with it so I can continue to move on and be used for whatever else was coming next. With the moment that I made peace with what she said and knew that she meant it, because somewhere deep in my mind and in my body, I didn't want her to mean it. I just wanted it to be a part of, what was happening then. But you have to come to a place of understanding when you're in situations like that. People, places, and things are meant to come into your life, and some of them are meant to leave out as well. Some people, places, and things are meant to come into your life to shake you up a little bit, cause you a bit of distraction. But if you get distracted, it's for you to take heed of the lesson, of the mistake. Jot it down in your book so you won't do that again. Because the distraction looked like what? Oh, okay, so next time if I even think it is, I'm gonna fix myself. I'm gonna convict myself. I'm gonna charge and channel into my focusness. So it's important to identify, correlate liberation in your life. So what is your perspective on liberation? What are some things in your life that you can be freeing yourself from? What are some things in your life that you need deliverance from? What is holding you back from pursuing your purpose and your passion? Whatever it is, we got to bind that thing on up. And I'm going to tell you something else. If you want someone to pray with you, if you need someone to pray with you on whatever it is you're going through in your life, hit me up, okay? Because I will pray about it. If it's any names you want me to lift up into the atmosphere, if anybody needs a laying of the hands, you need some healing, I don't care what it is, whatever the case may be, you want somebody to stand in agreement with you on something that you are with, want to manifest in your life, or a chain that you want to break free from, listen, hit me up, okay? Because I love shouting and binding and all that stuff, okay? Listen, make sure you hit me up. Because sometimes we need someone else. It's been some times in my life where I ain't had nobody to pull me up out of my phone. And so I had to figure out how to pull myself up out of it. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm telling you right now that you got somebody. So for whoever watching this thing right here, and your favorite key phrase has been over the past few months, I ain't got nobody. I don't have nobody. Now you do. You may not know me, but I love you. And your word, your trauma, your secrets is safe with me. I ain't even told a secret of my enemy. I don't play that. It stays right here. Okay? So if you need me, let me know. Back to liberation. Come on, Lord. You gotta work through me, Lord. All right. So liberation. Your perspective on liberation is important. What do you need to free out of your life? You gotta be honest with yourself. This is where that comes from. It comes from being honest with yourself. Okay? Related to you. That kind of those two go hand in hand. I actually stepped into that when I said be honest with yourself. Because your perspective on it, what liberation means to you, and what I mean by perspective is now that you know what it is, regardless if you knew what it was or not, I told you the definition to it. That's a international definition. If anybody looks it up, that's what they're gonna find. Now, perspective is how would you say it without reading it, without word for word? How does it feel when it comes out of your mouth? What is it gonna sound like? Right? That's how you know you understand something. Okay, relating it to you is what is in your life that you need to be freed from. Okay, some things that's holding you back. You need deliverance from what? So we can get on with this purpose. Let's manifest those things today, starting on this Monday. Listen, number 4, correlated to your community. It's so important after that, because what I'm teaching you guys is how to focus in, because it's in our blood to want to save someone else. It's in our blood to bind up. It's in our blood to want to save someone who is, killing themselves. It's in our blood, right? So with that being said, I want you to take into consideration what if you had the opportunity, if you were the key, right? You the key to this thing. With you, we can. You understand what I'm saying? What would liberation look like for you, considering the community, right? It would go a little something like this in your head. Liberation for my community would look like easy peasy pumpkin squeezy. That's how you start it off, because this thing got to start to get personal. We already talked about how it relates to you and what you need to free, and what will make you feel liberated. We said that, right? So now you got to understand that we are only a part of a bigger puzzle. So when we're in our homes, when we're by ourselves, when we're in our business, when we're just us, that's you doing the work. You preparing yourself. You gearing yourself up with the necessary tools you need to join forces, because that's when the impact happens. Nothing in this world can we do by ourselves. Only the work. Only the beginning work. The self stage. Because you're supposed to be in the self stage. Everything after that is for humanity. The very existence of your being right now is not even for you. It's not for you at all. It is for you to develop you are a sacrifice. You are a living sacrifice. Each and every last one of us are. Each and every last one of us has a Jesus story in us, has a Moses story in us. Each and every last one of us has that story. We have that testament of how you overcame, you fought through temptation, and no matter how hard it was, and you just kept on going, and things tried to come and get you again, but you just kept on going. All of us have these stories. God was right there. Let me tell you, you will never believe it. If I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it either. That is God. And it dwells inside of you. That being, that supreme being, I'm going to tell you, I grew up Christian, Baptist. And over the past 3-4 years, I lost my religious title so I can seek the universe more. Because you cannot seek the universe in a title. It can't be measured. So how dare we put titles on what we are outside of our culture, outside of I'm Black, or I'm European, or I'm Asian, or I'm Hispanic. It shouldn't go no further than that when it comes down to us uniting together, because our commonality for real is spirituality and science. Come on. Am I teaching or preaching up in here today? Let me go back to teaching, Lord. That's all Thursdays. I'm a Bible study in the hood, y'all. Check it out. But seriously though, what does liberation look like in your community? Because you're a part of it, son. You're a part of it. You're a part of it. You may not have a big old pot where you stand and you open your mouth in front of people like me, or, an organization like Community 50/50, like with ZB, or, you know what I mean? It may not be that much of a whoop, but you got a part. And if you're not there to play your part in whatever size it is, then the whole thing gonna fail regardless. It's gonna fail regardless. That's why unity is the ultimate answer. Unity in the minority communities, not just even, do y'all hear me? Not just even, because we all are oppressed. We all are going through. We all in the minority. We all are suffering. We all are. It's just that we seem to be going through a little bit more, a little bit too much often. That's it. But once you break that down, you'll be able to see that we all, the minority, are all going through. What would it look like if we banded up? I know I ain't the only one thinking about that. What would it look like if we, as a minority, everybody included, if we band up and we stood for righteousness and we stood for liberation? Like, what would that look like together? They wouldn't have nothing on us. I digress. For they ban my page. I ain't trying to start no riot. I'm trying to bring forth peace. Listen, I'm trying to bring forth unity. Okay, I'm trying to get people to understand. I'm trying to break generational curses. I'm trying to resurface the commonality of spirituality so we can win together. That's what it's all about. Ain't none of us out here doing nothing if we ain't figuring out how we can band together with what it is we hold on into individually. You ain't doing nothing if you're trying to keep it to yourself. And I said it. All right. So correlate liberation to the community and what that looks like for us. If you were the change, if you were the key, what would liberation be? How will we seek liberation? Number 5, it's power in the supreme mathematics. It's foundation in my angel numbers. That's how I talk about it, right? Number 5 is then manifested then. Then manifested then. We sat here, we identified what it meant to be liberated. We talked about perspective of liberation, what it means to you. It means Black liberation to me, right? Freeing yourself, delivering yourself. That's what it meant. And then we related it to ourselves. Okay, what's in my way? What do I need to be delivered from? What's that? Because I'm trying to, let me get on my mark right quick, because when I get this thing up off of me, I'm gonna take off. What that look like for you? And then what could you do for the community if you had the option to, if you had the chance to? How could you liberate the community if you had the option? Number 5 is to manifest. Do it. Do it. I remember I was sitting in a session with somebody one time, and they were telling me about everything they wanted to do, right? Yeah, because I want to, and yeah, I really want to. Yeah, and I want to. And when they were done, because I let people be done. Even sometimes when I can't take it no more, I still have to let them be done first so they can get it out. And my only response was, well, do it. You got to. I swear, this is from experience. Let me tell you something. If you do something you scared about, if you do something that you don't know what you're doing right, even if you feel like, okay, I studied my butt off, I researched my butt off, but I still don't feel 100% secure, whatever the case may be, I'm telling you, only 2 things can happen from executing whatever it is you're thinking about. You gonna pass or you gonna fail. That's it. Like, that is it. But let me tell you how to relieve the pressure if you fail, right? Because passing is good. That's good. Let's stop talking about the good. What happened? What's the consequences? Okay. If you fail, guess what? You have to be wise enough to learn the lesson that was in it. You have to be wise enough to understand you failed for a reason. And you have to be honest with yourself. Maybe you fail because you didn't study hard enough. If that's not the key, then you maybe you failed because it's something that you need to go back and review. I mean, it's simple. Our answers are simple. What is it? And I promise if it's something like that and you thinking, I don't think so, I promise, if that's the only other option, sis, I promise, go back, pray, go back into whatever it was, and I guarantee you'll find it. But I'm telling you, the result of going to being about your passion, that's my tagline, be about your passion. The result of being about your passion and onto your purpose is either you're going to pass or you're going to fail. That's it. But the most important thing about it is that it's a lesson no matter what. It's a lesson for you to pick up the information and take it to the next situation in your life. That's always the case. Always the case. You don't never go through nothing for no reason. You don't never go through nothing for no reason. It's always a reason, okay? So always seek that, and especially when it go bad. Say, Lord, why did it go bad? What you need me to learn from this bad situation? I'm telling you, because that's wisdom. You make peace with it when it's something that you can do about it, and you know that you've done your best. We talked about this in January. Me and you, yeah, we talked about this in January. Okay, so I'm gonna read you guys this about Black liberation, and then I'm gonna go. All right, so Black theology or Black liberation theology refers to a theological perspective which originated among African American seminarians and scholars, and in some Black churches in the United States and later in other parts of the world. And it contextualizes Christianity in an attempt to help those of African descent overcome oppression. It especially focuses on the injustice committed against African Americans and Black Southern Africans during American segregation and apartheid, respectively. Black theology seeks to liberate non-white people from multiple forms of political, social, economic, and religious subjugation. And these views Christian theology and theology of liberation, a rational study of the being of God in the world in light of the existential situation of an oppressed community, relating to the forces of liberation to the essence of the gospel, which is Jesus Christ, writes James H. Cone, one of the original advocates of the perspective. Black theology mixes Christianity with questions of civil rights, particularly raised by the Black Power movement and the Black consciousness movement. Further, Black theology has led the way and contributed to the discussion and conclusion that all theology is contextual, even what is known to be systematic theology. Okay? So, Black liberation refers to the theological perspective which originated among African American seminarians and scholars, and in some Black churches in the United States, later in other parts of the world. Okay, so if you, no matter what color you are, right? Because Christians don't have no colors. I told you I grew up Christian. That's my background. I don't have a religious title. I don't consider myself in the worldly sense, I don't consider myself a Christian because it's been tainted and broken down into several of denominations and just taken over into manpower. So much so that it's lost its esoteric power, and I'm esoteric as fuck. Okay, and so that kind of put a cap on it for me. So, but Christianity relates to salvation, period. Christianity was never meant to be a religious title. It's a lifestyle. Yeah, you can find out more about that Tuesday night, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Bible Study in the Hood. That's where we break down the curses. We reveal the truth. Okay? Yeah, collective consciousness, y'all. It's Bible Study in the Hood. Today has been Manifestations Mondays, Mindset Coaching with Lady CEO. Listen, I hope that after this class right here, that you are ready to manifest liberation in your life. Manifest liberation. I try to put it in the dance. Manifest liberation. Hey, liberation. Come on. Yeah, we can do it. We can manifest this thing. I see you Wednesday for Wellness Wednesday with Lady CEO. We're going to be talking about some amazing things in addition to this. Okay? So make sure you stay connected. And remember, our love can change the world.